Have you ever tried to go out there and lose weight? You go out there, you start a weight loss regime, and you're going to the gym and you're eating right, but things are still not working. Do you want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because you're missing the key essential point. It isn't about the body, the physical weight loss. It isn't about working out. It's about the internal relationship that you're going to change with yourself. It is the mindset. It is the language that we have with ourselves when we're talking to ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and how we feel about the future of our lives. And I'm so excited to have a special video to share with you where I'm going to talk to Fari Gonzaque, who's going to talk to us about the self relationship and the significance of how this relationship impacts not only weight loss and health, but every area of our life. So I want to thank Fari for coming on. And I want you to tell us a little bit about your journey of how you got to where you are and the work you do with your clients.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. And I always, when you ask me, or anybody asks me that question, I said, how long time do we have? Such a vast question. I have, my name is Fari, and I live in California, and I've been a fitness trainer and a life coach and now relationship coach for the last 32 years. And life struggles, challenges that I had to go through it myself got me first to become the trainer, losing the body weight and all of that for me, because as a child, I was a very chubby is too kind, but I was a fat kid. And I was really heavy by the age of 20 when I went to England, leaving Iran, where I was born and raised. And I'm only short. I'm only like barely 5'5", and I weigh 205 pounds. And that was a humongous, especially in England, everybody's so skinny and slender. So I was there as a lot of human walking, So all of that fast forward made me to lose a lot of weight in England, and I think 55 pounds then. And then when I came to America 32 years after, I mean, within the last 32 years that I've been in America, that it got me to become the trainer. But then it wasn't just a trainer, it's lots of people asking you all the time, like, what do we do live? And I thought, oh, I'm a life coach. And that bring me today to be the relationship coach, the transformational coach. And it's the journey that I had to walk and then help my clients, as my clients that they were there with me to work out, to lead them towards lots of emotional and mental things that they would have to go through because they wanted to lose weight, or they wanted to stop drinking, smoking. They wanted to eliminate all these habits, and learning so much from the nature, from life, got me to be where I am today and be able to help others, basically.
That's amazing. I know sometimes when we go through a self journey, it's so hard to share how that has impacted us because it's so personal and so private and everything. But a lot of times when we hear people share that, we feel relatable. So now that you can see your lived life from the beginning, what do you think you wish you could go back to your younger self and say at that moment? Like, what was the words that she really needed to understand, that journey of what she was going to embark on once she was transforming her weight and her body and her image?
Girl, that's a big question. You didn't prepare me for that. you know and those moments, because I remember me being very, very sad and lonely. So if I could go back to those days, I probably would say to her, she's not alone and she is loved. And all of that is preparing her for something greater. And she's loved.
That's the hard thing. I think many people don't understand. And whether
No.
it's God, whether it's divine source or angels, there's always somebody that's loving you. And when you
Mm.
don't love yourself, it is not possible for others to love you.
Mhm.
And we tend to draw in the wrong people. We tend to do the wrong things. Maybe,
Right.
I
Mhm.
know as a fashion stylist going to women's homes and cleaning out their closets of clothes that they never wore because they thought they should buy this or this was going to fill the gap. How does one really begin when they've had a lot of negative thoughts about themselves? How do they
Mhm.
begin to change the journey to soften it up so that they can begin to have a new dialogue and really understand that when they change the inner dialogue, the people around them are going to change?
Mhm. Um, it's really, that's why I'm being called a relationship coach, because it's not a relationship between man and a woman only. It's a relationship of yourself first to yourself.
Yeah.
It's the forgiveness that we don't have. Nobody ever taught us when you were growing up. Did anybody tell you, hey, Christine, you need to forgive yourself? Nobody ever said that to you.
No,
And
they
I wasn't raised that way. Nobody said, oh, you've got to forgive yourself so you can love yourself. It didn't exist those days, this kind of a conversation. It doesn't exist today when I say that to people here in the heart of California. When I say that to people, they said, oh, and these people are very affluent, very educated people, but it's something that it was never taught to us. It's something that's what I say. I had to experience it myself and learn that. As I told you before, I used to be in fashion for 14 years in England, and I owned my own shop for the last 7 years of it before I left England. So I was in fashion and I was dealing with all these beautiful people that they were coming in and out. And it was like when they were trying to squeeze themselves in these like tight and fitted dresses, and they look like, and I just said, but why? Why can't you wear the other one? Oh, I can't see myself in that. I said, what do you see yourself as?
Mm,
What do you find yourself in this stress that you can see it on that one? Well, I'm this and I'm and I said, but you're living for your ego. You're not living for the truth of who you are. How about if you appreciate where you are
yes.
and work on where you are in this moment and work to make it what you want it to be, and don't make a big deal out of something that you're not. And it's a very difficult lesson for people to want to embrace it, to accept it. But it first starts from acknowledging it, that we're not in love with ourselves. We're not respecting ourselves. And that's when the forgiveness comes first. And then when you start forgiving yourself, then you see, oh, I need to take that step. I need to take that step. And look, all of that has happened to all of us. When we say, what do we do? Is not a quick fix. It's not like a band-aid, boom, I'm going to stop the bleeding. It's wound. It's a very deep wound. So it takes time, it takes work, it takes a ton of tears sometimes. Sometimes it takes a ton of writing, ton of, that's why I'm sure when you deal with your clients, you don't say, okay, that dress is good for the rest of your life. No, you just keep on throwing things away, buy new things, then something else that matches this. And, it's a process, isn't it? So to get to that understanding, to become to that knowledge that you have to accept yourself where you are, is a process of first of it, to first acknowledge it, then voice it, and then accept it. That I now need to be in different mindsets so I can start this new journey of when I go shopping with Christine, or when she says, wear this or put that on, or wear this makeup with that shoe. I am in an acceptance place rather than fighting and arguing, which is the ego.
Right. It,
So,
it's so fascinating because I am where I am is such a powerful statement, and it's just making peace with where you are. But you said something too was, it took you time to get where you are. So it's
mhm,
going to take time to get where you want to be, but you
mhm,
can't do it with the same mindset. You're not
No.
going to get to the same place. And I
Mhm.
always teach clients when I'm in there cleaning out their closets, like, that's the old you. This is the new you. And
Exactly.
it's about letting go of these clothes that no longer serve you and giving them off to somebody else who could use them, and they're going to bring, joy to them. But how do you help your clients to learn how to see that when they make the interchange,
Mhm.
that it's actually so transformational, because the people who no longer support you will just
Mhm.
exit your life. And then these amazing new people will come into your life because your energy has lifted. And it's so, I think for some people they get scared, but you have to say to yourself, it's not your job to worry about what happens to everyone else. It's your job to find the joy and the love in your life. So, how do you help them on an everyday basis? Anything specific that you recommend that they do to keep supporting that inner dialogue, to find the joy, to find the peace?
You just said a lovely thing. You said people are scared to go through that change. Scared, fear. Fear is the best friend with ego. So when they're listening to their ego, they continue being scared and they continue fighting and not wanting to accept. One of the ways that when I tell people, when they come to me and they said, okay, so where do we go from this? And I said, where are we now, right now? Where do we want to go next? And then when they're talking about and they're going to their past, and I said, listen, past is the past.
Yes.
And I have a very dirty expression that I use with my clients, but I won't do it now here because I don't know who listens and who can what. But when I use that in a proper way, I said, when you go to the toilet, what do? You pee and you poop and you flush the toilet and you go on with life. You go ahead in life. Do you keep going back to the toilet and check and see what you left in there? Right?
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
past. That's the past.
Yeah.
You go on, you eat more, you drink more water, hopefully, and then again you go to the bathroom. And it's the past. Is when are we going to accept to come to this present moment, shake hand with the present moment, nice to meet you now, because this now that I was talking to you 10 seconds ago is already a past.
Yeah.
And this moment would never repeat itself. When I talked to you was thousands of years ago, and that's 10 minutes, 10 seconds ago. Right? So
Right.
it's just that to learn that these moments, these minutes, we are losing them and we're missing life for coming in this present moment and move forward. That's why you don't look at your wardrobe that you bought it like 10 years ago and I said, I want to lose weight, so I want to fit into that. Or I want to buy a top that it would match that top. Why are you staying in the past? You
Mm.
go back to the toilet again. Basically, when you use these very simple metaphors, people get it. That was in your closet that has been there for over a year and you not touch it. It's time to go. And go and refresh your head, your heart, your mind, your soul, and refresh your closet as well. You only have these moments to live. Tomorrow is not promised, and yesterday is gone. 3 seconds ago when we talk is already past.
Right.
So it's just that my job is to constantly bring people in this present moment and say, let's move from here and then hopefully forward. And when they would say, no, 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 you don't understand. I have to be in the past. And I said, sorry, I don't walk backwards. I walk forwards.
Right.
If you walk backwards, you don't have eyes behind your head. Finally, you're going to trip over somewhere. But you guys, God gave you eyes in front of you because life is going forward. You move forward all the time.
And that's the same thing that I'm talking to clients when it comes to the wardrobe. We want to dress the new you. We want to live
Yeah.
a new you. We want to create this new you.
Yeah.
And so at every stage, we're constantly going to hit more contrast. We're never going to be just a happy, happy person. I think
Mm.
that's something that people really just think that that's what all these woo-woo people are saying. Oh, just be happy all the time. No, the contrast is there to help you identify what you want, to help you identify where you're going. So,
Mhm.
yes, I even say to my clients, yeah, you might still make another bad choice on a piece of clothing or everything, but that's okay. But you want to create this new body so that you have different relationships with people and you have different relationships with your career and where you're growing. So,
Mm.
when it comes to the vision, seeing ourselves, I
Mhm.
often have heard people say this too. Do you really see yourself in the vision that you have? Do you really connect to yourself? How do you help your clients to make sure that they're connected to the vision with the vision of themselves in in their vision? It sounds weird, but sometimes people
Mhm.
say, I can see two people walking on the beach, and you say, well, is that one of you?
Mhm. You know, starting the vision, first of all, lots of people don't have a vision. They have a dream.
Yes.
Oh, great dream in a dreamland. No, let's come here on the planet Earth again and let's walk together and let's actually create a vision. And when you create a vision, it's like the alphabet. When I started learning English in England, I didn't even know the alphabet. I had to start from there. I couldn't make a sentence. I couldn't make a word, let alone a sentence. And it was step by step going forward. So when you have a vision, we plan according to the person. How do we go on for that vision to take place? And it's not one prescription wrapped for everybody. People are different. Somebody is a shopaholic. Somebody is alcoholic. Somebody is workaholic. So we have to choose the different path and create with every person. It's different how you create their vision, so their vision will turn into their reality. You see, so it's just that the willpower should be there, that when you have a willpower, then your willpower would come and help you to have a mindset, because willpower won't do it. Lots of people that they as I said, they're shopaholic. They say, oh, I have a willpower, I'm going to go out and I have my credit card in my hand, but I'm not going to buy it. And then they see something, sure enough, the willpower is gone and they're shopping, they come home with me. And I
Because,
said, because you're relying on a willpower.
yeah.
You're not relying on the mindset. She goes, what does that mean, willpower? I said, okay, this is a hand, this is a pinky, this is a thumb. So all of these fingers that we have, they have a meaning to them and they have a purpose for it. If your willpower is this thumb by itself cannot do anything, can't pick up things without these fingers in it. But once you have a mindset, you have the whole forefinger and a thumb. Now I can control. Mindset is that I am set. I change everything in my head, that I am set for what I had decided to go through.
Yeah, it's a mindset for that new vision.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not that you shouldn't even be working on like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's like, I am going to honor like the look that I want. So if I want to dress with these particular styles to them or
Right.
prints to them, you start creating that vision. But in order to get there, it's I can't even stress how much it is with the internal dialogue, the
Yes.
internal.
You
So
have to make him to start writing, start confessing, start just not visualizing, but whatever you visualize, write it down, say it out loud. Honestly, I used to think sometimes when I saw somebody was walking, well, I'll say who it is. It's a very famous pastor's wife, and they live in Kansas City. Is it Kansas? No, Texas. They live in Texas. His name is Joel Osteen, and his mother came out with a liver cancer, stage 4. And she was walking around, and this goes like 30 years ago. And she used to walk around everywhere and says, I am cleared. There is nothing wrong with me. My body is perfect. I see my liver is strongly going on. I'm perfect day in, day out, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And she was saying it. And the cancer, yes, she got her chemo, but it was a stage 4 that normally then 30 years ago, when they weren't so advanced with the chemo and all that, it would have killed them. And the cancer took off. Her mindset, her visualization of her healthy liver, her confession, saying it, writing it down, saying it day in, day out. And people thought she was nuts and crazy because, yeah, I am crazy because I want to save my life. I don't want to listen to you and the doctors. I want to listen to me and my body. And she kept on saying it. It's now 30 years later. She's still alive. And I think she is now close to her 90s.
Wow.
So this is the power of confession, the power of mindset. So that's what, like, I get this lady who has a challenge being a shopaholic. And I made her go shopping with all her credit cards in her bag. And I said, you're coming with nothing in your hands. But we've been working on it for years. She finally got it. And she is a psychologist. So it's just that consistency on everything. Look on what you do. If you're not consistent in everything that it takes to do, you wouldn't be as successful as what you are today.
It's
Is the visualization, is the consistency. It's that mindset that you have for you, that this is what I like to do and this is what it takes for me to do, and nothing stops me.
And you made one really good point there, the writing. The journaling is so important. When
100%.
you write it, it becomes more impactful. And that is something that is so good. And I always say this, even when I was doing the feng shui, get a new journal and get a new pen because it's a new energy, and get up in the morning, write your positive aspects, write your vision. There is such power in
Yes.
writing. And I think that is something that people find it hard to do. But again, it always takes time. So,
Right.
how do people work with you? How is your process? What do they do when they come to you and they say, I'm just lost and I need some support?
I'll give him a lot of love. Not just that. But yeah, it's always a year-long start
Yeah.
of, but I have people, they really didn't want to do a year long, and this was 2007, and today is 23, and they are still my client. It's like my client that I told you, she's a psychologist. So it's something that you feel you need it forever, but it's a mindset, it's a work in progress, and it's always something that, like, I don't know why I'm getting so many doctors lately that they're coming to me, because they realize how much they're giving of themselves to the patient,
Yeah.
and they feel depleted.
Yeah, you
You
have to refuel yourself. That's so
Right.
important.
And then they need someone to rely on, someone that you like, literally tomorrow from 8 a.m. on Thursday until 2, one after the other one, everybody's a doctor. That is, I don't know why it just happens like that, but it's just that they know they are in the health industry and they are empty of support. They are lacking not just hope, believe for themselves. So that's what I come in, and I am huge on a morning walk, which I learned that from Byron Katie, that I went for her course, and I love it. The writing is amazing. Just write 2 lines every morning. Gratefulness, it's amazingly helpful. Lots of things that we can do, and we can always put it on the comment below. That my website, Fari Transformation, one word, no space, faritransformation.com, or they can email me at Fari, Fari. We have it on the comment below in a minute, and as Fari at Fari Transformation. And if anybody wants to text me, feel free to put my phone number down there as well. And there are many ways that they can contact me.
Well, thank you so much. And I hope for my audience that you really find that this is really essential. This is why I do the work I do in a different way. And I focus on the mindset, and I'm bringing on great people to share the insights because there's solutions and support for everyone. And thank you, Fari. Everything's going to be in the comments. And I'm also going to invite everyone to follow myself and Fari on Instagram because we are going to host events like this where you can talk with us and chat with us and ask us questions on Instagram. So it will be the last Wednesday of the month. And you can come on and you can ask questions. You can leave a comment here, and maybe we'll leave it on our next live Instagram live. So thank you again for being here. This is amazing, and all the information is going to be in the comments. Thank
Yes,
you
I'd
again.
so look forward with you to be so much more help to everybody that needs you and I.
Yes,
Thank you. That would be great. I look forward
thank
to it.
you. Bye for
Thank you.
now.
Bye-bye.